could end up some interesting situations.
Let's go through the map and what you guys think about the game first, and then I'll ask production to hold for like 15 minutes whilst I explain
just because I think it's important to know that the stakes here for Giants as well.
When I said bring out your calculators and your notepads, this is when you're going to need it. Cafe Dostoevsky and Coastline have been removed because they were played in their previous playdate, as we saw.
Yeah, I mean, those are two good maps for EU. Yeah. Villa, though, Empire really wanting to play. That makes sense.
Borders, so Empire will be left with a final decision. And what will it be?
All right, Clubhouse. Good map for both teams, but especially Empire. This is the kind of the 7-3 map for both of them. Vitality with 1-7-3, Empire with 2 of them, but then also a draw.
Man, how did you know that so quickly?
Memorized it during the break.
That's what we do usually. We just go through everything.
No, it's important to know that stuff offhand too.
Of course.
Just because like the seasons are so long now. So
74% for Empire. I don't know if it goes that far, but still, we'll see how it goes. 10% draw is definitely the surprising bit, but unsurprising given the fact that it's Clubhouse. Now that's aside. Can I start explaining?
Go for it.
All right, I told you to bring out your notepads because it's time to explain through this. We will assume that by the end of this playdate, Giants win their game. No, don't start the game now. I'm explaining.
Cut off.
Why?
Denied.
All right.
You can explain at the end, too.
I will still explain it regardless, okay? I'm an independent man, and I will go through things as much as I want. So, assume Giants win today with 28 points, G2 with 22, and Empire win their game to 22 points, right? So, there would be a 6-point difference between both G2 Empire and the top team Giants. Next playday, G2 play Na'Vi, Empire play Chaos, Giants play Vitality. Still possible that 6-point difference might still be in play should they all win their games. We go to playday 13, G2 plays Giants, Empire plays Na'Vi. Now that means that the difference, should G2 beat Giants, that it gets closer, and after it, Empire play Giants, which means that should all 3 teams win their games from now until the end of the season in the next 3-ish playdays, we might end up with a 3-way tie for first place.
Well,
and given the fact that both Empire and G2 have the points advantage in aggregate against Giants, it means that G2 and Empire will be above tied for first place, but G2 has the advantage, which means that G2 would be at number 1, Empire would be at number 2, and both of them kind of snipe and yeet the spot away from Giants and go to LAN, despite the fact that Giants had such a great online season.
Well, you got to imagine they might be able to win.
Did you catch
against
that?
Na'Vi, given the twist we have coming up for the Na'Vi match?
Yes, we will talk about that later, but did you catch all of that? Hey, I know Twitch chat detectives are always present unless we're actually talking about something important, so make sure that you go through that again. It wasn't that long. We timed it well. But Mira Capitao, Thermite, and Echo have been banned in this
Thermite
matchup.
being the more interesting of those bans, I suppose. The other ones being a little more predictable, but we usually...
Maverick's not out.
Breachers. I feel like Maverick is still a better ban, but at the same time, if you want to use him, you can't ban him then. So, see how that plays out. That was, of course, a ban from Vitality. So, surprised no one wanting to just ban Jackal against Joystick. Like, I would think that would be something to consider, but hey, if they want to ban the Hard Breacher and play with that, that's fine too, I guess. So they will start down in Church. Joystick will, of course, be on that Jackal. They are going to have the Maverick and the Habana, and they were going to play with a Kaid, but 6th pick off of it to the Mozzie to try and hide that, to be able to maybe capture some of these early drones, because they know how important droning is to Empire. That's not a bad idea. But switching off the Kaid for it, I feel like you're almost better off replacing the Legion with the Mozzie and keeping the Kaid. But at the same time, if you know they're just going to Thatcher the hatches they need and you're not really going to be able to do much against it anyways, might be a little bit of a waste. However, we've seen a lot of good Slayers on that Kaid shotgun downstairs when the fights come down too.
Yeah.
So there's that to consider.
He's just so good, peek up, pop up, and then somebody will drop on the other side.
Yeah, I feel like we've
simple.
Seen some better gunning from the Kaid than from Legions downstairs. Those goo mines, they are fantastic though, and a lot of the Thatchers are going to be used on hatches and stuff if they think a Kaid's there. So yeah, maybe they won't have any left to catch some of those goo mines on accident. But it looks like we're going to get a top floor roam at least, and I gotta imagine that's probably the Legion or the Mozzie, one of the two, playing over there inside logistics. Although they're reading into it here.
They put the double reinforcement on top. Oh, this is pretty big from Vitality. There's a lot of utility being put in
That means
here.
not a lot downstairs. Dan to take down Spark. It was the Mozzie, and now he's the dead Mozzie. There is, I think, the Legion now. He's going to get Jackal Truck. Nope, that's the Bandit he catches footprints of. That's not great.
I'm really curious what the reinforcements that were put aside.
Yeah, what did they give up?
What did they have to give up to put all the reinforcements that they did?
They could have even left some of the hatches soft. Like, sometimes people just leave.
That's 4 reinforcements that are down.
Yeah.
100%. Those hatches, are they reinforced? Let's go check through them. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Everything else should be soft.
Yeah.
How's Search Wall? It's full, but nothing else is.
Yeah.
So there's advantage if you go in, you want to walk from blue, you want to walk in from the main hallway into A with support from the kitchen.
Yeah.
You have double hard breach as well. So the possibilities, they're not as endless as you'd think, but they're very plentiful.
You also have double soft breach in that you have the Zofia, plus you have the Jackal secondary shotgun. It's not as much of a soft breach in the sense that it's like a little more difficult to open up really like rotation style holes like you can with Buck. Let's see, they're trying to flash to stop the impact tricking here.
Yep.
I don't think it worked. So I think he still got it, didn't get flashed. It's where you play a Warden, right? So you can... Does Warden have impacts? I think he might.
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, it's just... It's so focused on Pro League ops, like...
Well, it's just, yeah, you
Should I
didn't
even
expect to see Warden very much. I feel like he might, but honestly, I'm not sure off the top of the head because they shuffled the gadgets around as well.
Laxing single-handedly played Warden
Yeah.
and proved that he's viable. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laxing. Bless Laxing. Can we get a...
Between him and
Thank you, Laxing,
Slash,
in chat.
NA's been pioneering the new ops, I guess.
Have to happen at some point. And that's what I was talking about. You can just walk on into
hello.
B.
I'm in Arsenal now.
That's why you need the reinforcement in here. And now he's right in.
He's gonna... He needs the diffuser. No one has the diffuser on attack.
Oh, he gets 1 kill, but Bride with the refrag. Joystick is entered, but he doesn't have enough ammo to fight Bride. Kajika will find one. No. So close to it. Stigi comes around. He gets Shepard and Kajika. And Vitality off of failed roam. No reinforcements and an open site with hatches and support. Still beat Empire. Oh my.
I guess they're just going to run it like they're going to gun it, because that was just, let's shoot everyone. Let's let them in decide at this point. They were able to rotate back. It just... All right, well, that was unexpected. Like, just so many lost gunfights. I feel like maybe Empire didn't warm up enough. They just didn't seem on top of their plays. You saw even the pre-fire attempt on the dirt tunnel was too low. His crosshair placement was just too low, hitting the body instead of the head. Just a little problematic. They're going to have to step things up after that round. They did manage to get the early kill on the roamer upstairs, and that was like a good start. Like you said, the failed roam, everything's soft, yet there they were winning their gunfights. Stiggy winning quite a few of those on that bandit. Very well played. See him up there with 3, Bride also with his 2. So Empire going to have to go against Cash this time. Without the Thermite, so I imagine it's just going to be Maverick trick time. They've, of course, got the Zofia to help open that up as well. No Buck, but they also could, like I said, use the Jackal for that if they wanted. But I got to imagine it's just going to be the Zofia to pop the wall once it's soft. Typical way to play it, because then you also have the Zofia watching via Repel on that. And, of course, the Hibana to help any other angles that they want, which is usually the garage. You know, to pop open some of that garage door, get those angles, try and help be able to fight the window and contest the garage.
Now, a lot of times you'll see the dock being played in the catwalk, right?
Maestro used to be the play for a while, and then they took away the crack, and then it seemed like, yeah, people started to switch more to the dock. But it's the amount of bullets you get. So you're pre-firing just a doorway. 80 bullets is a lot to stop them from walking in a door, because you don't really have to, like, you can just hesitate for little seconds. They don't know when you're going to continue firing because you don't have to reload. That's an advantage.
And a lot of times the real big problem... okay.
It's hard to see. Like, to see the way everything kind of looks black. You know, some people's boots are kind of black. You probably just couldn't see it.
Just that military equipment, my man.
Yeah.
So, mil spec.
They don't see the outlines like we do. So.
Good.
The PDW.
Keep it that way.
Why is he back on the PDW?
It does more damage at range.
But that's the era of him doing the worst as Jackal.
Don't ask me how.
That was his worst Jackal play.
Call Ubisoft Barcelona.
All right.
Ask him about it. They're already on their way.
Joystick and be like,
my man,
I'll probably have to talk to him in binary, but I want to find out why is he back on
English?
PDW. I know, it's just a joke.
Because he's a robot?
No, because he just likes math. That's it, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Dan doing exactly what I was talking about, which is popping the wall and then holding it via rappel, just not catching one. I like that he was at least tracing the hole in terms of, like, as Maverick was opening it.
I like that Maestro play. That was done just to snipe off any utility. Unfortunately, it was spotted. When it doesn't get spotted, it's ingenious. It does work, and it really wastes.
Oh, he's right there.
Gets it.
Oh,
Karjika.
Bibu.
Well done. Bibu's away, and now you got a pinch on either side, and all that Dan has to do now is survive.
Well, definitely doable for either team at a 4v4 here in 1:10 left. This is really the halfway point where things need to turn for one team or the other. Paul's taking a little bit of damage, not any on the other side of Empire, but they are going to start running low on utility. However, Smokes still in the pockets. 3 stuns as well for Karjika. Some good utility to push in and plant.
Perfect smoke. Nitro is out. Sticky. Oh,
too late.
Get shot in the head. Oh no. Fast get shot in the air. Karjika's already in. The smoke will put him down on the floor though, and Bride takes him out. Qual's on the floor, and that's a 2K for Dan as he does so much damage in this round, but Bride is still alive. He gets one, and it turns into a 2 versus 1 against Shepard. He's going to have to run back, and the diffuser is planted at exactly the right position. But you have the Maestro, and he has so much ammo. You know where the Maverick's going to be peeking from. What'll be the play? He peeks around, drops him. That's it. Round's done. Vitality secure. Round 2. And man, that's
planted in an angle.
That's a special one.
Yeah, it's a little like drone ramp at that point.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, the Droney Hawk. Pro droner too. Why isn't that a game yet? Really?
I mean,
you missed out.
I don't know. It definitely wasn't a big deal for me in the Middle East.
Man.
We're busy playing.
You can stop there. You're just digging yourself deeper.
We were playing Red Alert that time. I was PC guy.
You know you can do both.
No.
Either way.
Strategy games, man.
2 rounds for Vitality. Wow. It is defense, though, to be fair.
Sure. But Empire's attacks are very well known to be very effective on this map, correct?
I feel like they've started to break down a bit. And again, just their gunplay's gotten a little... Dan's still on it. Dan's doing Dan things. The rest of the team...
Are you going to blame it all on the PDW?
Not yet. I'm waiting to get enough rounds before I can really lean heavy on that one.
You want to really have the stats.
Oh yeah, I want to go back and I want to just make a YouTube video about it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was some really good Jackal plays where he did still have the PDW, but I feel like the turning point for him on Jackal is when he switched off to what is it, the C7E, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the gun names way better than I do. I
mean, it's not a real.
It's not something I'm into.
It's not the real name of it.
But I'm sure you know that as well.
I mean, it's just the C7. I mean, there's the C8, the C7. They're the Canadian versions of the M4. They're just the same thing, but manufactured in Canada. Just have like.
So you use what, maple instead of glue?
Can ask Intero for that.
Yeah. Intero, where are you?
Remember taking
You're a resident Canadian.
Dude, I took Intero out for the first time ever to a gun range, and it was my second time.
Oh no, poor Intero.
Dude, I was so sad because when he fired his first round, the gun literally recoiled back.
Yeah, you got kicked in the face, black eye, and everything.
No, I'm not joking. He then went and shot a Mosin Nagant, and that thing kicks like a mule. And
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, real guns have a lot of recoil to control as well. So, you think you could be good at recoil control?
Not an M4, not a C7 or a C8, actually.
Well, yeah.
Tiny 5.56.
Not so much in this game either.
That's very true.
Good drone setup there. Positioning unlikely to be caught. This is a gym defense, though, and they're going to want to take this cache side and garage side quickly.
How much is being put on cache, actually? Can we go back to floor plan mode, Marcel?
Yeah, look at cache. Ooh, we got two players here.
This is what makes you the best observer. It's just when people see this, like, oh my god, he's just showing us how things are being done. So great.
Is that how they talk?
Yes, actually. So many reinforcements said Bibu with double ADS set up as well. In the hallway, Joystick's going to spot him out and know where he's at. It's great to have that rotation hole.
He's got the shield to cover the rotation, which is the important part of that, I think.
Is there a soft? Oh, they just got soft. Okay, so Shepard that did where I'm like, why is it soft? And it's the yeah.
Good old Maverick.
Good old Maverick.
I think he's in a good spot now, though, with this torch sound being louder, at least.
Yeah.
It's not so much about the little holes anymore. It's more about Maverick tricking now and hatches. You know, the hard breach kind of stuff. Joystick not quite opening up a full rotation hole, but he's going to open up angles, and that's the important thing is now he's got to use his drone to figure out whether or not he can use those angles to his advantage. And we've got some good intel coming out here on angles for Dan via drones, calling out for him. This is the teamwork at play, but they need to hit their shots, and that's what they've struggled with the first 2 rounds. Dan, not necessarily the one to be struggling with that, but this is going to come down to timing because he could be doing something like hitting that window, and all of a sudden someone peeks him. doesn't matter how good your gunplay is at that point, you get snapped in the face. And he's potentially fighting 2 players here. Pre-firing, though, going to give away his position. Joystick needs to start making some moves soon, though, to try and distract a little bit from this. And you got to cover your ears.
Nitro sells out, and it does connect. Qual, beautifully played from the pool table.
Might hit a trade.
It's a 1-to-1 trade, as you say. Here's the push from behind. Joystick gets 1, and the ADSs are clear. Kajika will find 1 with Qual on the refrag on Shepard. They just make sure that the manpower does not go out of hand, even if it's a +1, but that's the one. Kajika gets the 2K and leaves Qual alive. He might have done work with the Nitro, but he's going to go back. Stun grenade is in the face and doesn't have a Nitro to stop that diffuser. Haban is going to go back into sight with that rotation hole that have been pre-opened. Then goes in for the pre-fire. He's unsure where his opponents are. Is that a bulletproof camera in the hallway? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it was. There you go.
Well done, though. Much better attack that time, but definitely some tight spots. So they just barely won those fights. For example, the Karjeka playing in the bathroom, yeah?
I want to correct myself as literally the man of statistics has mentioned it. Rogue9, thank you very much. Explaining that the PDW9 was fixed at the beginning of the season. It has proper damage drop-off. I'm so sorry. I did not watch the video. I'm so sorry. I know. I just feel so bad.
Even more reason to not be running it.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's essentially a nerf, so.
I mean, it's a fix.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I said essentially.
Essentially.
That's the qualifier for that.
Essentially. Is that a round robin?
No, but Qual did 6 pick. So we'll use that as the segue for Brede doing some work, though, at 6, and 2 of the players at 0, despite being up around. That's interesting to see how much is leaning on Stiggy and Brede. As you talked about Brede being an underrated support, definitely doing a lot of support for his team this time. That was definitely a tough round, the last round, but that is the least favored of the bomb sites, pretty much by anyone, and definitely by Vitality, with it being their 3rd. They losing that one, actually, they're looking pretty good here still. That's okay, and if that continues to be the pattern, and they're able to win their other sites, that means 4-2 on the switch, with huge advantage to Vitality.
Which is what you're expecting when it comes to side switch with...
Not against Empire, though. That's not what I'm expecting.
That's a good point.
I mean, like I said, they were 7-3, 7-3, and then the 6-6 the last time against Giants. So, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, though, those first 7-3s were against Chaos and Zissou before the roster change. So, you know, maybe it was situations where they were playing against teams that weren't doing so great, and one of them that still isn't. Vitality, however, have had their ups and downs this season, and certainly could pull this off. And if they are able to at least tie Empire, that makes it really difficult for them to try and end up in that 3-way tie situation that we were talking about earlier. So, I mean, that bodes well for G2 for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta imagine they're watching this hoping.
Right now.
Although, that being said, I think G2 would like to go against Empire again for revenge in Japan. I mean, they want to retake their champion.
Which means we should go, if we want to see both Empire and G2 qualify, it has to be that 3-way tie we talked about.
So then Empire needs to win this.
So every team, so G2 and Empire have to win all of their games from now until the end of the season. So the next 3-ish playdays, including today, so that's the 4th one.
9 points.
And that means that G2 has to beat Giants and Empire has to beat Giants. And should that actually happen...
Well, then it's appropriate at that point.
That would be,
if Giants loses to both of them...
That would be the first ever time we've had a 3-way tie for first place, and it would end up in the 2 teams that came out of really... Well, G2 specifically out of nowhere at that point, but really out of nowhere to strike back against the Giants. When we thought only last week, like, yeah, it's in the bag. There's no way they lose this, right? But again, those are all hypothetical possibilities, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this is going to be... You got to be careful here. You can easily get yourself killed doing this. He's looking for that black box play that he knows is there, but there's 2 players. There's the shield on black box that we've been seeing so often, but the bandit playing close to wall as well, just barely. If he'd gone slightly further to the left with it...
Oh, he has the angle!
At least it didn't backfire on him just yet.
Spark has the perfect...
There's the droning, though, to confirm it. They know he's there now.
Spark is going to be stunned in position, and Dan comes around in support.
Oh, you gotta fight, too, here. You're giving away your position with that. And he actually changes spots. They don't potentially know Bandit has moved.
There's more.
There we go. Now they know.
information. Scyther finds Bride. He's now dead. The smoke can't do much, and I wonder how much utility he still had. Spark will be forced back and instantly shot Scyther in the pistol, but Stiggy will find one kill. Close to the second, it's Shepard.
No!
Dedicate. Nitro cells out. Does it connect? No, it's a team kill. Shepard takes down Scyther.
3-3 now.
3-3 with 10 seconds left. Diffuser has been set, and now you're holding right behind the black box with support from the top floor. And they spot him. No, don't go for the fight, Shepard. Stay back. Stiggy's watching. And the rotation will be watched as well. Dan gets Qual. The pre-fire. Dan gets another as Bibu takes down Karjeka. It's all up to Bibu right now versus 2 low HP players. He has a good mind. He turns around for the right one. He gets 1 kill. Goes in for it. There's pre-fire from the Zofia. Goes in.
After so many good kills, that shot from Dan, the pre-fire just whiffing it.
We caught it on screen.
He's going to be embarrassed about that one.
See, chat, it happens even to literally one of the best players in the world, so...
To be fair, though, Dan is doing so good.
He's so good.
He was definitely the addition to the team that helped propel them to those LAN victories. So good. But Vitality, though, playing really well, so that came down very close. The play from the Bandit, definitely trying to hold on to that wall as long as he possibly could. It was really well played. Unfortunately, you know, at the end, they were able to push in and take church control, but overall, the play and counterplay with the Maverick and the Zofia was definitely interesting there, just trying to see who could jockey for the position the best in terms of trying to catch someone off guard. A lot of that came down to timing and whether or not they took shots. So they'll try church again, though, which means we are not going to see Jim again unless they really don't want to play cash, because they can't go to cash next. Dan up there with 8, definitely putting the team on his back right now. 4 assists as well. Got to give him, you know, the extra bonus points there. Now, when we first saw Church, we saw everything left very soft and a lot of that top heavy roam. I don't think we saw that so much that last round, and I can't imagine they're necessarily going to go for that this round, but it looks like they've already put some reinforcements up. Thank you, Marcia. That one's soft, but we've got just the jacuzzi side soft as well. I thought it looked like reinforced for a second there for some reason because of the coloring. But no, it's, yeah, they're keeping upstairs soft, not going for the roam, despite it working the first round. But that's when you're more appropriate to do it is in the first round. So it will be a bit more turtled. I gotta imagine we might see another fight over Church again. So far, not a lot of the Mozzie play to try and stop Empire anymore after the first round. It's interesting. They are going with the Kaid, though, and they were saying that's a little bit better, potentially. And that, but to be fair, the only round that they won on this defense so far was with the Mozzie, so... Oh. He's going in for his usual play. Like the drone even just confirming, you still with us, Joystick? Okay. He's also been doing a good job placing his drone in good positions early on, like a lot of times on top of vents and things like that.
Beep boop, my name Joystick.
Yeah, he's communicating with him like Neo talked to the Matrix in the last movie.
Have the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just tells, oh, spoiler alert. He just talks to the machines, right?
Yeah.
Tells them like, hey, I'm going to come in and unplug every human from the Matrix.
It's one of those ones where me spoiling the movie means you don't have to watch it, and that's to your advantage.
What do you mean? The first 2 movies were good.
I'm talking about the third one only.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Although
it's big battles, though.
Can you really call it the third one, or is it just the second half of the second one?
It's true. It's true.
Well,
I remember watching the second and the third out of order. I'm like, this actually still makes sense somehow.
Spoiler alert, there is going to be a new one as well.
Really?
Yep.
More Keanu Reeves.
Anyways, a minute and a half left. They've got control of bar. They're starting to open things up. They've got angles. They're putting pressure, hoping to catch someone rotating a memorial. Opening up this hatch finally. Taking a little while there. But they're going to have to start to put pressure on pretty soon here. Qual playing down instead of Jaeger, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Valkyrie, but he does have a C4 as opposed to the Jaeger, which does not. So there's that advantage. They managed to get the kitchen hatch open as well. And Stiggy taking down Dan on the... okay, so he says, you open my hatch, I'll kill you. But then Karjeka says, no, this is my hatch.
So still Joystick with a great positioning on his drone. It's giving info on the one player in blue. And at this point, it'll be Bibu. He'll fall back.
Well, now they're all going to know in the future where Joystick plays those drones.
Torches out. That's how you go in. Of course, Lilium helping out the team, being their coach. Merci.
Shepard again playing cat and mouse with this position here.
Oh,
Oh, he sees that one.
Always open and pull back. Don't peek into it.
Yeah.
Oh, how is he in? He gets a free kill on Spark. There's no way that he should have been in there. And that's his 2K for the round. Bearing 9 is in hand as Blue is being pushed, and it forces Qual back. Joystick is on the floor. Where's the diffuser? It's being ferried back to plant in a black box. Kajeka peeks around, finds the headshot on Qual. 3K for him. Scyther for one more, and it's all on to Bride. He finds the headshot. Kajeka's dead. There's little time left. It don't matter. That's it. Scyther gets the headshot, and Empire the advantage.
First time they have a lead now.
There's no way that the Habana coming in should just...
Oh, absolutely. Karjeka carried that round. Just coming in, getting a 3K off of that. And that was, I mean, that was after, I'm sorry, a 3K, you know, counting his hatch kill. But that's what worked, is he got the kill from his hatch. So he pushed them out of Arsenal, because then they couldn't really fight that anymore. So because of that, because they couldn't control Arsenal the same way, they weren't watching hallway as much. They were focused on the Maverick trying to help push Church from the Church wall. So they were probably focused on Moto more so. And then because of that, he just sprints down the hallway.
Literally, he drops the hatch. This is like, Renton would be proud of it. Drops the hatch, runs through the armory, dives out the, not really a rotational, more of a fighting hole to see if someone dropped from that hatch. And then whilst everybody's busy fighting Moto in the hallway, he just kind of comes in and finds the kill, opens up the site. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 Church losses to their 1 success. So that's not so great. We were talking about the defensive advantage, and that is not the results you expect when you're playing on defense, especially in a site as good as Church. But a lot of it just came down to some really good individual plays from either Dan or Karjeka on some of those attacks, but also Vitality sometimes getting caught a little off guard, like when the rotation through the blue hole into blue and catching the player rotating in. You just saw, like, there was that brief moment where Karjeka hesitated, and there could have been the kill from the other player. I don't remember who it was, rotating in through that hole, but just Karjeka like, oh, hey, whip out the Bearing Knight immediately. So that was just, that could have gone either way. But seems like Empire now warmed up. They've finally gotten those guns all nice and warm and starting to get a lot of kills down. Joystick's still not doing a whole lot. I mean, he's tracking some people, but usually not leading to kills. So we'll see. We'll see. Give him some slack for the moment. But either way, get things set up here for this cash attack. Joystick doing what he usually does in clearing out the gym side as quickly as possible, looking for those footprints, because you could catch those rotations. You could clear gym very quickly because there's going to be footprints into gym. Like, unless they open up a rotation in bedroom and rotate it in that way, you will, for a fact, see if there is someone in gym just from footprints without having to actually enter.
That's very true.
And the way that T works right there with the staircase, leading into logistics as well, you can really get a fantastic idea who's playing upstairs just from the way Joystick plays, opening the wall and peeking with the Inox.
You know what I'm surprised by is that even though Vitality aren't bringing a cut, I don't see Empire going into the stockroom downstairs and holding on to that, pressuring from below, but also
not a lot
destroying the batteries.
Yeah.
There's only Steegi here. Otherwise,
yeah, the Maverick, you don't have to care as much with that. When Maverick's available, you can just do the Maverick trick.
True. But Steegi is still...
Yeah, you want to worry about C4s. I agree. You're
exactly.
Right. Because it's not just the C4s straight from below, but also the hatch throws that we're seeing as well. So, yeah, I agree. Last time it didn't work out, though. That was poorly timed. Karjeka, you just came off of a great round.
Can we get an easy clap and chat for that? Karjeka,
yeah, that was
unfortunate.
Maverick's like, just let me do it.
It's too far up. And this is...
There we go.
It's so difficult to deal with this just because Nitro can come up at any point in time.
Yeah. He's waiting. Yeah, that hatch is problematic. They just need to wait till Stiggy's really focused on this and then push him. There's a flashbang to kind of at least stun him a little bit. But he's far back now.
Oh, Qual just, okay, comes up. How is he still upstairs?
Because they didn't clear it properly.
Karjeka's waiting, but the Jaeger is going to waste as much time. Qual knows that he's dead to rights.
No, this is a suicide mission. All he's got to do is just keep them busy.
He's going to get spotted, and now you're afraid of the Valkyrie coming up from below as well. This man's advantage is huge, but Qual, no, he goes for the peak.
It's because he was crouched. He won that fight. Karjeka definitely playing the right positioning.
Good play there from Empire. They close it out at a 4-4, but close out the preparation for the attack, but there's the kill. Bibu comes up and finds Dan. That's the huge one. Your flank is now exposed, and you all have to go through the one singular angle of assault. Scyther still hits the headshot. You have to go in and plant. Vitality will get another kill here for Bibu, and it's all on Shepard, low on HP. You can bring out that,
Man.
You can just go and open up as many walls as you'd like. It's not gonna matter.
Huge credit to Qual. Staying alive in logistics. That really shook things up. Yes, it was only one kill. Yes, he did get traded, but he burned 30 seconds when 30 seconds was important. Got a kill, and then that left Bibu an opportunity to move around as well, get his kill, and that just fell apart quickly for Empire. Some of those flubs, like the X-Kairos thing, definitely set them back a little bit as well, maybe a good 5-10 seconds, and Maverick having to do his thing and shoot the battery and all that back and forth. But that being said, well played by Vitality. Good push back into 3-3. It's not too bad on the half for either team, but definitely not the result, of course, Vitality would like. They were expecting at least one of those Church rounds. Church not going to be the starting place, though, for Empire. They're actually going to go to Cash first. Nothing terribly different on defense except for Joystick on that Vigil. And that should be interesting to play into it is, can he stay alive? Look at that, one kill. See, the PDW, not working out for him.
Here it is.
There it is.
Got nerfed.
I gave him the 6 rounds.
Watch the Rogue 9.
One kill.
Okay.
One kill.
Maybe it's time for him, Joystick that is, to get on the defense.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he can do on this Vigil play. Definitely could be pretty impactful if he's able to stay alive. But we've seen a lot of Joystick getting shut down in his roams lately from teams like G2, especially on that consulate play. He's not been as effective as we would like. However, being a Vigil will help that a little bit because at least he'll be able to deny being droned properly, as he couldn't do that while Jaeger, right? All you could do is stay mobile. In this case, he could stay mobile and at least deny some of the droning. So maybe this will be a better play here. Karjek is going to be the one on the Jaeger instead. So I think his roam play here, potentially, if he plays roam, could be impactful. But even if he doesn't play roam, here's the fun thing, is you just saw the distortion, right? He could play upstairs on site and still make them think he could be downstairs. That will slow down their take of the bottom floor. You were talking about taking Lounge and Stock earlier from Empire. It may also deny Vitality feeling comfortable doing that just because they don't know where he's at. I mean, the nice thing for them, of course, is that has limited charge time to it. So you could just watch a drone long enough and you'll know whether or not he's there. But they are going to start opening things up with a combination of the Habana and the Maverick, interestingly enough.
Make sure, well, you're going to assault the site anyways, so
yeah,
put up as much as you can. Of course, with the Thermite ban, it makes sense. How does that walnut get opened up?
Oh, this is good use of those new shields. Doesn't land on the shot, but his ability to see the head without risking himself and then having the ability to pre-fire with so many bullets, this is a huge advantage. If he can land it, and he just keeps barely whiffing those. You almost gotta watch those in slow motion to see him just probably jumping over the head.
The ADSs are helping out with this so well.
They need to take care of that shield. They've cleared ADSs. They need to hit it with a lifeline, and they've used them all.
This is it. Bibu comes in from below, but he's got the 7.62. That's it.
Yeah, he doesn't have
more.
I mean, the Buck needs to be the one down there below, and the Bandit's still left alive. Buck is the one to get dropped. Joystick having a huge impact with that play.
Literally.
Enough, yeah. 2 batteries left here, but for no reason really. At this point, he's still got a Nitro to play from below. So Bibu needs to clear this. And Dan's actually going to play far back, forcing Joystick to hold it, but at the same time, they can't drone him as well. This is working out very well for Empire, time management-wise, because Vitality now very low on time, and they're focused entirely on below. Joystick is not getting pressured out.
Joystick has so far done his best impression of a Pokemon trainer, and he gets one more. I'm not sure if that's within the guidebook for your Pokedex. Bibu finds one more as there's support for Joystick upstairs. Bibu takes his head off, and here's another for Bride.
Wow.
It opens up for the Frenchman.
30 seconds, though.
They're separated, but that's okay. Qual can come in support. You still need to push the Maestro off. If they can get this one, this will be huge. A 1-to-1 trade here in HP between Bride and Scyther on the Maestro. Keeps turning around, and the smoke is held up. Oh no, the pre-fire from Scyther, he gets 2! Beautiful with the Elda. They didn't peek him at the right time. Held the Habana. Wasn't even looking anywhere near him. They thought he would exit this position, but unfortunate that the Maestro is Italian, which means he is very, very stubborn, and he stays in the same spot.
You know what cost them that round? Didn't lifeline the shield.
Yeah, they didn't burn off.
They had the
ADSs
utility
earlier.
to clear. Yeah, you saw a flashbang go in. right after, too, in terms of like, oh, hey, let's... Now, I mean, you only use the stuns to help get that wall open, but you don't even need that, right? Because you can't bandit trick the Maverick. So it's... But then they were focused on opening it with Habana, and that was... I don't know, that was a little mistaken in terms of the way they played that. Especially, had they known the shield was there, maybe they didn't know. But saving a lifeline, the impact lifelines for that, taking down that shield, would have completely nerfed that Maestro play. He was completely relying off that. I mean, to be fair, at least he didn't hit those headshots on them. But Scyther just did his job long enough and well enough. Vitality couldn't play it. But Vitality had some good trade backs there and definitely had potential to make that work. We'll see how they do on this church attack. They are going to bring the Mozzie here on Empire. Joystick, rather than staying with the Vigil, which did work pretty well, going to go to the Mozzie again. But both of those operators help deny drones. So either way. However, there's a little more difficult of roam on this top floor. Oh, Joystick's already got a drone. See him driving it around. I'm like, why is Joystick on a... Oh, that's right, Mozzie. Well done. And he's still got a pest in his pocket. He's going to bring that back down to site to help his teammates. Was he going to set that up on the positions he was putting drones before? Throw it up on a vent?
Oh, God, no.
He might. I mean, obviously, you can get to the same positions. It looks like he's setting up.
He will.
He's just going to do the same thing.
Yeah, let's just watch Joystick do this.
All right, so now everyone will
So good!
He's going to do the exact same attack drone position that we saw earlier. That is the irony there.
No matter what, that drone is got to be massive.
Yeah,
for Empire.
That blue push, when if they try and play Arsenal Doorway at all, or even just are trying to hold inside blue thinking they're safe, that's going to really backfire them. They know there's a drone taken, but it's not like they have an IQ to spot it. They don't know necessarily where it's at.
Man, so far we've had two games that have been very close and back and forth.
Oh, well. Good thing you got that drone earlier.
Exactly.
The rest of your impact on this round completely nullified.
Joystick was trying to rotate back down to the bottom floor, and he got caught off. If anything, he was at least trying to peek around the staircase.
I'm surprised he tried to rotate back.
Maybe he was just on top of the staircase and got shot off of a quick peek.
Yeah, maybe he was hoping to just pre-fire the doors or something.
Hey man, the only nationality of players.
Oh, that's 2 for Mozzie. Joystick, even from the grave, capturing drones. Yeah, he's not going to be able to reposition it, but still could come in handy late.
The master drone romancer.
Yeah.
Necromancer.
The drone whisperer.
Come here.
I told you he speaks their language.
Beep boop. And Spark waiting here. Scyther's up close to fight. Does he know there's one close?
Oh,
no, he does not.
The drone's a distraction.
Bibu was just collecting so many kills this entire game.
That's what Bibu does, though. He is definitely one of the top fraggers for this team and shows up.
Man, if Empire lose here, having gone so far...
It's looking possible.
Oh, my.
5v3 and still a minute 10 left. They've got plenty of time to make this work, and they didn't get too slowed down. I mean, yes, they're still opening this hatch, but they've got, 4 other people to be doing something at the same time, so this is not a big deal. But this is taking Qual quite a while. I got to say, this is not the most impressive Maverick work we've seen.
There you go.
Bomb located by attackers.
It's done. All you needed to do was that one hatch, and this was soft. I assume that Empire had some utility upstairs and reinforcements. Maybe?
Still 45 seconds left, though, to get to this point. It's not great. However, that freebie on Karjeka pretty much makes this 35 seconds more than enough to handle these last 2. It is a smoke and a Legion, though.
Yep, and you'll see all 5 from Vitality are alive, having barely taken any damage. 2 stuns are still left for Bibu. Qual will find 1.
And 2.
And 2.
Oh,
and
wow.
Flawless, practically perfect from Vitality. The top floor roam play does not work against the Frenchman.
All of Joystick's hard work capturing those drones for nothing. Either way, didn't seem to matter because Vitality definitely winning this. Catching the Joystick, though, definitely worked out for them in terms of giving them the opportunity to clear roam for top a little bit easier, and then getting just a lot of those extra picks they shouldn't have been given. I mean, the blue hatch being left soft is one thing, but then playing in a position where you're going to get caught off from an angle on it too, that was just not the play. Bibu, though, a Monty 6th pick for Church. All right. It's doable, but I don't know. We've seen it fail quite a bit as well. I mean, you've got the goo mines are going to be in a lot of those choke points. I mean, maybe it's just going to be a blue push and help clear blue quickly so you can push behind Janitor faster. But if the wall's left soft, too, that also means, let's say you're trying to push the guy behind the generator. Did I say janitor? I meant to say generator, but... and you're exposing your side, then, to people firing through that soft wall. So, like, Not sure how they're going to use it. Could just be even a dirt tunnel push. But again, you still got to worry about those goo mines. And then if they had a smoke, it could rotate in, but they don't. So I guess that could work out in Vitality's favor here. But they had a smoke last round, so no reason not to expect they would have, that they wouldn't have one this round. But you did obviously get to see their operator lineup, and you don't know whether they 6th pick or not. Super Daze drone looked like he was going to potentially enter from club side. So joystick potentially on the roam, back on Jaeger now. Something that is usually his roam operator finally switched back to, but this so far has not been much of a joystick match. He's been struggling. He had a decent run as Vigil on the 1 defensive cache, but aside of that, hasn't been great. It is hard to roam for Church though, so give him that. He needs to stay alive a bit longer though, and he could end up getting pushed by this Monty early if the Monty pushes him quickly. They're going to drone for him. Camera spotted as well. But
there's one more.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity to play this here. He used all his cameras, but he's got a C4 also. He's just waiting for Stiggy to try and push him. Stiggy's actually pushing farther back. The sneaky play for the dirt tunnel. It is going to be the Monty dirt tunnel, so Dan needs to have some goo mines in dirt. Just trying to be as quiet as possible. Dan is in dirt. He's recharging up a goo mine. You see one that is ahead. He will know when they start to push. The curving to the tunnel can work for the defenders as well, because you can set up those goo mines. They won't see you, but they'll hit those. I gotta imagine they'll drone first, though, not just walk Monty in, but that's usually one of the advantages of Monty is his ability to just walk in. He's gonna shoot the goo mine, though, from a non-exposed position because of the curves of the tunnel. So they do work both ways for both teams in terms of being advantageous potentially. Marks it for his teammate to shoot that drone, or to shoot that goo mine. Joystick, again, falling early. Not looking great here.
People just like, hey, where'd you go?
Hey, I need you up here, bud. You got 2 grenades and you can shoot this goo. There we go. So Legion you only get so many and you can only recharge them so fast. That allows Monty the opportunity to just hold this door potentially for the rest of the round.
All right, so just going to stay there and stand menacingly, as they say. Bibu is going to be able to eat up as many nitro cells as you'd like to throw into him. A nitro on the Monty, unless he's turned around, is useless. You're wasting utility. Same thing goes for a Clash. If you chuck a grenade in her face, it's barely going to scratch her. It's not the greatest, but right now with the Monty, you're just trying to draw him down an HP as much as you can. Spark will rotate down to support Bibu in this old school style of setup. On the assault, in the hatch, is it open? Is kitchen open? No, it did.
Ooh, that's gonna help a little bit. Ooh. Still though, 35 seconds left, and the Monty is still in position, but they've got to play off that. You see all the defenders still being able to hold their angles. You see even an aggressive play on stairs from Shepard, it looked like.
Oh no, Spark, what are you doing? Stiggy will have to drop down. He finds the Maestro. He turns around for the second one. No, the Valkyrie's ready. Low on HP. It was being shot from both angles. Qual will come in, but he's shut down instantly by Dan. It's a 2v1. It's now a 1v1. Bride low on HP against Dan. Bearing 9 is pulled out. He drops down, and it's all found. In hand, the pistol, and Dan gets it. Making sure Empire fight to see another round. Those chances to go to Japan stay on the line. Remember, the fight on EU Pro League to go to Japan can potentially turn into a 3-way tie for first place.
This is quite the slugfest, though, between these two to decide.
Metal Slug, man.
This is pretty good play, though, from Vitality. It's just that last round, they got the Monty in a position, and no one played off that really effectively. Also, the trouble getting the kitchen hatch open didn't help. But it was that you saw just the battle at the end that needed to happen sooner when they had more time. But they also gave time for Empire to change their positions around. You saw them setting things up, getting a chance to impact Nate because they had the Valkyrie covering the Legion, so he could do his thing. Vitality just did not play enough pressure from enough different sides. The hatch drop in blue was pretty good, but the fact that he couldn't get a second off of it, the Valkyrie playing behind the boxes, quickly swiveling around. Good communication, of course, in terms of calling out that they dropped blue, so he knew to spin around when he did. Had he been able to execute that a little faster, might have worked out. But Dan and Scyther, we'd seen Scyther fall off a little bit in recent history. He'd had a really strong period. But this has definitely been his match so far in terms of, trying to keep up with Dan. Joystick, on the other hand, he's donating some of those kills, I think, at this point to Scyther. He has not been long for this world. In fact, I'd almost rather see Joystick on a retake strategy at this point in terms of play far away from the site in a position where they don't even care about, so that you don't have to fight them early. Just Or, you know what, just play on site and then rotate off later. I don't know. I think he was doing better as the Mozzie in terms of at least capturing drones, although they didn't win that round. But still, this is the only bomb site they've won so far. Or not the only bomb site. This is the bomb site they won more decisively so far. In Church, that was just barely down to the end there, that last one. Because I still could have seen the attacker, I think it was, Spark on that Hibana, winning that?
He was? No, he just dropped down.
I know, that wasn't the play. He
No
could
way.
have shot him in the legs, potentially before that, if he just peeked it instead first. But yeah, just low on time. They are trying the Monty again now. He's going to do the garage push. This is where the people playing in garage can become a pain, and this is where the Hibana needs to open up some of the garage wall to be able to play some flanks while Qual's doing his thing, besides getting electrocuted, of course. But you have to take a few electrocutions to efficiently do your job.
It's something of a life lesson.
It's a worthwhile sacrifice.
All right, Bibu will go up and he'll spot Karcheka in front of him. You're basically just, again, walking up there menacingly. A few quick peeks from the dog to make sure nobody pushes him. And the Monty landing shots at this distance is very difficult. The fact that there's no pressure. Oh, this is all right.
Shepard at least trades it, but now there's no going to be no electric claws if there was any left in pocket.
The wall's not open yet. There's damage done to Bibu from behind. Look at that. The Maestro's on the side, and that is a perfect position to put the Evil Eye. It denies the Monty to go up.
He needs someone to nade that. He needs Spark to come in. They need to clear this ADS if they haven't already. And Spark needs to nade that. But he's afraid of getting peeked while he does it. So Monty needs to distract for this. Bibu needs to start push up, take some of those maybe Maestro blasts, push forward quickly while they nade it from behind him, and then he can pull back after that. But this is down to timing and coordination. They need some pressure as well from above, but Qual getting taken down, hopefully he did enough work on that Maverick to help that wall get up, because if he didn't, this could be problematic.
They needed to break any ADSs that were upstairs.
There we go.
There's the grenade. Will it hit? Yes, it does. And the Maestro Evil Eye has been destroyed, but it wasted so much time.
Yeah, Karjeka even boosted himself up in the meantime. He is back down to almost regular health, but still, he is playing this to a T. He just needs to be careful not to overexpose himself. The slow ADS time, not going to help, but hip fire is enough.
Spark will still get the kill on Karjeka. There's support. Two players are up together. Pressure from below here. Joystick is still waiting around by Blue in the lounge. Grenade right in his face, but he gets the headshot on Spark. He can now rotate upstairs into the site. Bibu, stand in place. Nitro Cell comes out. Bride will be able to plant. Bibu has a shield right in front of him as the Maestro is just going to keep firing down. And there's the gunfight. Bibu, slow ADS. Look at how slow it is. Scyther will find the headshot with his secondary, and Bride is solo on HP, switches to the Bearing 9, he fires into one, but he can't hold on for longer. Joystick takes him out. There was still Dan as well in support, and Empire secure at least 1 point at the end of this play day, and really, you want to secure the whole day.
Yeah. Two things cost them that round. One, Qual dying, and that denying a bit of pressure on the site with that, but the second one, of course, being the Monty taking so long to get, just because of that Evil Eye, and it took so long for Spark to nade it. I mean, they had to keep forcing rotations of players to try and help that Monty. That distracted them from hunting down Joystick, who then finally got to have an impact that round. So just the dominoes fell against Vitality, but kudos to them in getting the plant down, using the smoke effectively that they did. The Monty actually playing aggressively and almost getting the Maestro, but hipfire is not going to be enough against such a heavy 3 armor like that. That's the thing is, had he been, say, a 3-speed 1 armor, yeah, I think Monty would have been able to take him, but also good use of the Bailiff, just playing that very effectively, and Joystick being able to come in for that final kill. That does put it at the match point now. Empire guaranteed themselves the 1 point, but as we talked about earlier with them calculators, need to win this race to Japan, they need to get these 3 points. Both teams having a player at 10 or 11 kills, so Bride and Stiggy definitely doing some good work for their team, as Dan and Scyther do for Empire. But everyone needs to come together from Vitality to get these 2 rounds back for this tie. I don't think we're likely to see Vitality necessarily in a relegation spot, so they're probably going to do okay in keeping out of that. So if anything, this is really just to kind of keep kind of that middle of the pack thing and maybe take down Empire a peg. But at least Empire, they've won 2 of the times that they play this, and they drew it the 3rd time. So they have not lost this map yet this season.
They have lost it in Raleigh.
And yeah, but that was
Raleigh. That was on land.
yeah.
Or what we're meant to.
Land's a different beast sometimes.
Because I know people are going to but actually.
Well, actually. Monty
You're
again.
right.
Monty again.
I'm not sure if that's the solution.
I'm not sure either because I feel like it starts to play itself out. They start to kind of adjust. You know, it's like...
Look, that slow ADS. I mean, you saw how slow that ADS timer is.
Yeah, that's...
It's unbelievable how slow it
I'm
is.
so happy about that.
I agree. Blitz when?
Yeah. Blitz is a bit dead of an operator. We did see Mint try him once recently, but other than that...
apparently everybody hates Dark Zero because they use quote-unquote overpowered operators.
And overpowered skins.
Yeah, that's what always happens. Like, oh, they only play Blackbeard and that other German guy.
I don't know, huh? God forbid they try and win when they're in first place. Well,
It's awful.
this is...
Okay.
3 shots. Just...
This is the standard joystick play of just going around and disarming.
He doesn't necessarily need to get kills. He just needs to play, like, as annoying as possible.
Where is joystick? Oh, there you go.
He's taking a bathroom break while he waits for them to start doing things so he can start to rotate around again. He's just got to keep him guessing. That's all. That's what joystick does very well. It's when he gets pinched out of that it becomes a bit of a problem. Now, looks like they did that hole a little too high, and Monty has to vault that. That is, I think that's...
He's in.
But he faded. They let him in. All right.
Look at oh my god, that
You're just
idiot.
letting him... They're not pushing back inside. I like that they barricaded the door, but...
Monty has been having so many croissants recently. Joystick is still alive, and the Claymore's dead. That's what he needs for later.
Yeah.
It's still delaying Vitality by so much. It forces Stiggy down, and he takes damage.
He's just got to keep him busy. I mean, Stiggy's not necessarily an important utility right now, but
Oh!
nice kill.
And beautiful, and a Nitro as well. It hits the Monty Shepard. So well done. There's still a Nitro cell left on the Valkyrie. Scyther will connect. It's a 5v3, and there's no more crutch. The Monty's dead.
And like you said, one more C4 left as well. Oh, and they might have even had 4, because they have 4 operators that can bring C4s.
Can only assume
Oh,
so.
joystick.
Still finds Stiggy. It's Spark and Bayday. Last 2 alive. This is looking done and dusted. Spark will pre-fire. He's unsure where opponents will go from. Empire are very well known for getting hyper-aggressive. And they do. Karajeka gets caught off guard. So little time left with 10 in. Grenade being thrown. Spark is just watching and waiting. Maybe he'll get pushed from the back. But he is already close to sight. But he gets dropped. And that's Dan to save the day again. He's done so much work today. Team Empire victorious against Vitality. And there's still one more team that needs to take a W today. That's Giants for final match of the evening. And we get closer to a potential 3-way tie.
It's definitely possible. Empire.
I want it so bad. If you're watching out there and you are not, just like me, wishing for this, you might just be a Giants fan.
Yeah.
And it's understandable.
It's definitely Empire still proving they got it. But at the same time, I feel like Vitality did it a little bit to themselves, overplaying the Monty.
I think so.
I think he just did. Not only that, but Joystick finally kind of just went back to old reliable. You know, he's like, you know what? All right, back to Jaeger. But at the same time, this is the thing. Problem was when they're playing the Monty, right? They're not using him for roam clear.
No.
And the way they're using him, you have to dedicate 2 people, the Monty and someone to back him up at the very least. Problem with that now is they're not clearing Jaeger then. Joystick's able to play the way he wants to because they're dedicating it to just pushing Monty in. You saw the amount of effort that had to do with taking Garage because of the Evil Eye. The effort that had to go with taking the bathroom hallway there and the gym hallway just to push that. And then him getting down by the C4. They have 4 C4s potentially. That was just... Monty was not the play there. And Joystick getting allowed to do his thing. We saw how effective it was when G2 would shut down Joystick and hunt him down. That needs to happen there, and that wasn't what was happening for Vitality. But also, kudos to Empire in terms of playing off of that well, playing smart, and take out C4, take those little peeks from the hole in the dirt tunnel. Fantastic. I hope you get a chance to ask him about the PDW, though.
We definitely will, just for you, Dan.
I want to know. I want to know why. I mean, obviously you didn't have to use it on Jaeger, so he did just fine there.
All right, let's have a quick chat. We got Joystick waiting. Здравствуйте. How are you, Daniel? Hello? Can you hear me? No. Joystick.
Now
Hey, now we
oh,
can hear you.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
Right?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Right now it's okay.
Perfect. All right. Congratulations on your victory against Vitality. It was on Clubhouse. We were expecting the game to kind of be tight as both of you have good record on this map. But first of all, we'll get it out of the way because EMSO wanted to ask this. What's with the Jackal when you play him, and what's with the PDW? Please walk us through your mindset with it.
I don't know. I just can't kill anybody in the last 3 games, and I just want to change something. But right now, I can kill anyone too with this Jackal. So I don't know what's going on.
One thing to say, because Rogue9 corrected me on this, the PDW got nerfed. Well, actually, it got fixed. So now it doesn't do more damage than the C7E at longer distance. In case you were not aware of it, but apparently it's a thing. We learned
but
something.
I don't think that's his. I'm just bad.
Go away! Don't say that. If you're saying that you're bad, pretty much everybody else is horrible, which is kind of correct.
No.
That said, Joystick, I really want to focus on the Monty that Vitality were bringing because it seemed to kind of slow them down more than it did damage to you. What was your reaction seeing the operator early on, and how did you try to deal with him?
We know that they're playing with Monty and they have very slow playstyle, so when they pick Monty, they need to plant on like 5-10 seconds before the round is gone. So I think it's a bad idea for them, and we know that they will play Monty and be focused on the plant deny, so it's okay.
It ended up working pretty well for you. However, those pushes downstairs on your attacking side into the church, there were some oddities in them. The first round that Vitality played, they put roam play on the top floor, and it took you a while to deal with it, but then somehow you only had like a limp push into church. How did you get kind of disassembled in the round?
They just don't roam so much. They just reinforce the walls and then they go to the basement. They didn't destroy our drones, so we know that they're all in the basement and we have so much time to prepare our attack and drone everything. And Kazhekev's push was awesome when he just dropped to the kitchen hatch and just pushed everybody in the church from the kitchen because we know that smoke in the tunnel. Yeah, everything was okay in our attack. Yeah, that's all.
It ended up working pretty well. The Maverick was definitely a big deal for this as the Thermite was banned. At the end of this, Empire are still in the running for Japan. We might end up in a 3-way tie in the last play day if you G2 and Giants win all of your games and Giants lose their last 2 against you and G2, which means you would qualify to Japan. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I know that we struggle a lot, and then right now we need to work a lot to win everybody, so let's see what is going on in the next games.
Let's see. All right. Anything you'd like to say to the fans out there, Joystick?
Yeah, again, thank you all, everybody. Don't hate us, love us. That's all.
If that's anything to say, I guess. Well, the real fans will show themselves. That's for sure. Again, congratulations on your victory in Clubhouse, 7-4 against Vitality. We will see you on Monday. Your next game will be against Chaos. So let's see how that goes. Good night. Bye-bye, Chris.
Yeah, good night. Good luck to the other teams.